Mi gente, les habla el Danry, colombo-canadiense, aquí desde mi tierra, Canadá. Estamos aquí en Ottawa con mi gente de VI Media y Currency Entertainment. Me pueden ver en el próximo episodio de Straight Facts.
Pégate aquí que yo te veo. Esto es más suave que un perreo. And this is only made for you and me, en otra clase de jangueo. Pégate aquí que yo te veo. Esto es más suave que un perreo. And this is... Yo, hear this part out, you ready?
Yeah.
This is in English, you know? Yeah, take you to vacation. That's until your legs are shaking. And one day your life is changing. Mamacita, I'll take you to my name. I'm not from the block, but I'm your sensation. Yo vengo desde Canada. That's just a little bit of my new song.
Okay. That was dope.
Straight fit act, you know what time it is.
Back at it again, Sauce on the cut.
Yes, sir, your boy Ace in the building. And today, you know, we have popular Colombian artist Danry in the building. You know what I mean? He has millions of views on YouTube, featuring with famous artists such as, you know, Luis Silva. And he's also won international awards. So he's done a lot, okay? We're very proud to have you, brother.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the name, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Yes, the reggaeton.
Yeah. That was.
We needed some of that, you know, Spanish vibe, you know, straight fed act, you know, annual double A. Do you say annual double A or annual AA?
Annual AA.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure before we get started. I don't know. It's all we know at Straight Facts. We're very happy to have you on the show, bro. Diversify a bit the show.
Yeah.
And you've done a lot, you know? Done a lot.
So tell us about that new song that we were just listening to. What's it called?
This song's called Jangueo. It's like hanging out, but in Spanish it's an anglicism. We all speak French.
I don't even need to know what does that mean, bro. It's just popping, bro.
This is a merengue, actually. It's a merengue.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a different style that I do. I usually do reggaeton for the ladies, you know, so they shake that booty. But but I went a little bit out of my style, more Latin pop, Latin style, with a little bit of English because I wanted to represent too, you know, because I'm from Colombia. Yes, my blood's from Colombia, but I grew up here in Canada, and I want to represent my Canadian people too, because they're bringing me up as much as Colombian people are bringing me up.
Yeah.
They sure are.
Speaking of which, talk to us about your upbringing and how did you get an introduction to music in general?
Honestly, I've been into music since I've been a little kid. I was like 6 years old when I wrote my first song. About 6 years old. It was actually in French, my first song. I don't even remember what it was, but it was about this girl that broke my heart in freaking in elementary school. But then since then I started freestyling in Spanish, and then I started watching rap battles in Spanish, everything in Spanish. I got introduced to bachata, reggaeton, merengue, salsa, and I just fell in love with the Latino culture. I knew I was growing up here in Canada, but my parents always introduced me to the Latino culture, so that's why I'm into the Latino music.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I know your mom's your manager, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, she's there.
Big shout out to her. Big shout out
to Mama Dukes.
Looking beautiful in the back, but that's big, man. And we want to know, like, you know, who are some of your favorite, you know, musicians, right? And how did they influence you, right? You mentioned so many genres, but like, you know, like, out of all of them, like, you know, like, who influenced you, like, you know, and what genre do you have?
I'm gonna mention three. It's two in Spanish and one in English. Actually,
Go ahead.
It's Nicky Jam. That's
Jam?
my biggest idol.
Jam? Yes.
Prince Royce, which I don't know if you guys know, but he's a big bachata artist, huge in Dominican and in Latino. And Bruno Mars, actually.
Okay, that's
He's
left
my
field.
favorite.
That's
really
left field.
interesting.
He's my favorite English artist.
Why is that?
Yeah.
I just love the musicality. He doesn't just he does music. He's a producer. He plays instruments. For me, he's like the best in this generation. I just passed.
Right.
Musically talking, I just love his music, and it's kind of the music I like to listen to in English. I listen more to music like that.
Well, kind of like
He was
that.
very talented.
Yeah.
So you're like, maybe you'd been the type of people that would put him as like the mic of our generation, maybe?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. I
heard people say that.
For me, that the guy, immense talent, and man, he
Jack of all trades.
Right, he can dance, he can sing.
He does a lot.
Yeah.
He's
He's
very
talented. Yeah,
Very
definitely.
Yeah.
And what albums did you grow up, you know, listening? Like what? Like growing up, you know what I mean? Like what album was like your go-to?
Yeah.
I actually didn't have an album because in Spanish it's mostly singles. They mostly release singles. Yeah, it's mostly singles.
It's a known thing.
But one of the albums I could say that I was hooked to, it's Phoenix from Nicky Jam. See, as soon as I say Phoenix, people start calling the phone. You can hear that right there.
Right.
But it's an album that has Nicky Jam doing rap, that has Nicky Jam doing reggaeton, that has Nicky Jam doing English singer.
Versatile.
That's what I love. That's what I love to do too. Being what'd you say, versatile? Yeah. My English is not that good. I haven't spoken English in 2 years. My first time back.
Yeah, you did pretty good.
But no, yeah, that's like my favorite album. I would say Nicky Jam, Phoenix.
Can you tell us a bit about when you started recording and taking music seriously?
When I started recording, the man backstage here, he knew me when I started recording.
Shout out to VIA, you already know.
I came to this studio about 3 years ago? 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I was it here? It was in the back. I think it was in the
It's a
other
large
room.
building. Yeah.
And I was just starting my career actually. It was about 3 years ago when I started recording. But I had no idea of what I wanted to do. I was doing trap, like Spanish trap. I was doing drill.
I love Spanish trap. I just gotta say, bro.
I was doing reggaeton. I was doing everything.
It just hits different.
I was doing everything because I didn't know which way I wanted to go. So I went to Colombia actually, and I found a producer that guided me into the genre of reggaeton.
Yeah.
And now we're doing that genre mostly.
100%.
Out of all your tracks that you've released so far, which one would you say is your favorite?
Oh, that easy.
That's a hard one. That's
For me, easy.
I'm giving you hard ones here.
For me, easy answer.
We have a lot of stuff
It's
out
called
there.
Llamada Clandestina, and that's my first song to hit 1 million views on YouTube.
Okay.
And with that song, I've been traveling all over Colombia. I've been
From that song.
Yeah, from that song.
It's carried you.
Yeah.
It's gotten my name a little bit higher.
Yes,
and
sir.
it's for me, it's step by step. I like saying we're going step by step, but surely, not in an elevator and then dropping fast. No, step by step, because with my team's help, because it's not just me. I'm just the image. This is like how do you say that? Iceberg. That's the word. I'm just on the top, but there's a bunch of There's a bunch of people. My producer, my engineer, my manager, my right hand, which is my best friend. We're a lot of people. We're like a team of 10 people.
Right.
And talking about the song, that song got me to the next level and got me to sing in many festivals and many concerts. I had my first concert in Montreal. It was a sold out. More than 500 people came to see me.
Yes, you mentioned
now my
that.
next concert here, February 11th. Everybody watching in the EY Center. You can see Danry first time live in Ottawa. February 11th.
That's what's up, man. That's big, bro. Because if you tell me you've been to BIA Media's 3 years ago, right? You weren't where you're at now, right? And then that growth, and then you're talking about that million, views, like a song on YouTube, you know what I mean? How it's carried you. Like, do you want to talk to the fans and thank them for supporting the song, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank all my fans. Quiero dar gracias a toda mi gente que me apoya. It's gotta be English, Spanish, aussi en français, toutes les personnes qui sont avec moi. It's a big support I get from my Ottawa people. They've always been there. They don't really understand what I'm saying, but they like the vibe and they like the videos. I bring out the sexy Latinas.
Okay. You're selling them with the sexy Latinas.
You already know.
I know if you guys that signs up, Manny. Where are you?
If it's not the music, Manny, you're gonna like the videos.
No, you already know that.
Basically, it's almost like maximization. You don't understand Spanish, it's okay. You'll like the visuals.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If
you don't like the visuals, you don't like watching videos. You got the music, you got the musicality of the music, the dance, the rhythm. It's always something that's gonna catch people.
Right. It tends to be something that Latin artists I find pushes a lot, beautiful people and sometimes asses in their faces. You know what I mean? Let me just put it this way. For you, how do you feel about that? Are you okay? Pushing that narrative, keeping the culture like that, or how do you feel about the state of reggaeton?
Honestly, in my songs, in my lyrics, I don't really talk about all that stuff because everybody's doing it, right? And I have a big respect for women. I got my mom always, my sister with me and my team. Yeah. And I try to keep it mostly clean. In my videos, the videos are more clean than if you watch Anuel AA. He's got pretty serious stuff. And that's his style. He's doing his thing. Bad Bunny's doing his thing too, But I like going more of the clean, but doing a how do you say that? I say a sentence that means something else. I don't say it directly like they do. Metaphors you could say. I try to go more of that
Speaking of
stuff.
which, I just want to kind of add to your question. What's the emotion that you want to convey with your music overall? Because you're saying, you kind of want everyone to have a good time and a good vibe. And if it's not for the visuals, it's going to be for the beat or the lyrics or something. So what's the emotion that you want people to get out of your music, essentially?
I want people to connect mostly with my lyrics. That's what I like, because I write all my lyrics with two other writers. We're always writing, and we put our hearts out into the writing process. We can take up to 3 days writing just one song, because we actually take care of every single line that comes out, every single lyric, every single hook, pre-hook, intro, conclusion. Everything has to go with
meaning.
everything, and it's a story.
Yeah.
If you hear my songs, if I translate the lyrics, it's a story from beginning to end. So she got into the club, and then we left together, and we it's always like a whole story in the club, or in life. It's not just I met her and I go to another story. I have money. No, that's not. I'm not really about flexing in my songs.
Right.
I like people flexing for me. Like when you saw me today, it's super sad. I love that shit, man.
Bro,
that's crazy for me,
But sometimes you don't have to speak too much, right? It could be
Yeah,
your
yeah,
attire, right? The way you carry yourself.
That's the way.
But at the end of the day, visuals are visuals, right? So
Oh, yeah, for
you're
sure.
right. You don't have to necessarily show ass, but also you could use metaphors and kind of paint the picture
Yeah,
for people.
the picture you paint, right? So
Yeah.
That's big, man. And let me ask you, what aspect of music making, right, excites you the most, right? And what discourages you the most?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, when making music, you want to know how does it go down in the lab.
Encourages me the most. I like the most. I would say it's writing songs, because I love freestyle. That's it's Spanish freestyle, and that's how I started into music. And
Just freestyling, like
freestyling,
in
you
Spanish.
give me words, and then I start freestyling with whatever you put it, whatever beat. That's
Any
how I
language?
started.
I know you speak English, too, and French, right? So
I don't really freestyle in English or French. Those
No,
it's
Spanish?
all Spanish.
Yeah,
It's all
Spanish. But that's how I write my songs. I start freestyling, then we're like, okay, this works. We gotta take the bridge word out, so the word you repeat when you're freestyling, and that's what I like the most. What discourages me the most is as a new artist, as an upcoming artist, as I am, right? People try to say or people try to minimize your work a lot of times, like. You drop a song, people are gonna be like, oh yeah, it's good, I'll like it because it's my friend. They won't actually listen to the music,
right.
as opposed as if a famous artist drops a song, they're gonna share it automatically. They don't even listen to the song, they share it.
Yeah.
So the support for a new artist is really hard, but when he starts popping off, everybody wants to be in the boat, everybody wants to be with him. But when he's starting, that's the real work. People don't see the work we actually put in, creating content, creating music, doing videos. I take singing classes 3 times a week, dancing classes, just to be better.
There's a lot of work.
And it's that the support we get when we're starting, it's not really there. Not a lot of people support. So as you guys are supporting me, I like that, because I'll be supporting you, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
But
100%.
a lot of people just want you when you're in the top, but when you're in the bottom, they don't really care about your music.
That's why you got to keep your circle smart, right?
Yeah.
100%. And I always say, when it's about networking with friends and like supporting side hustles, like, yo, listen, you'll support the big brands. Why don't you support your bros?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You feel me? So I hear you with that. And, there's a whole thing between like, validation and cloud chasing, people going for, the artist that's popping. I'm sure when you're already at a high level, bro. You reach that extra level where, you're doing features with Annual AA and all the big boys, right?
Yeah.
And not just Luis Silva. Then maybe, you start to, I don't know, charge more or like.
Yeah, for sure.
But
You just get more recognition.
You understand where you're at, You understand where you're at. Yeah. And bro, on the contrary, like, what would you consider a successful and proud, significant point in your life or career so far? We spoke a bit about that off camera.
Yeah.
But floor is yours.
Actually, yeah, there's many. One, I would say when I won an award in Mexico, which is not my country. I love Mexico. I'm from Colombia, but when I found out they were listening to my music in Mexico, and I won an award there.
It's a very large country.
They flew me out to Mexico.
Wow.
I was there, and
What city was it in?
In DF in Mexico City.
Okay.
And I won my second award actually in Mexico. I would say that was one of my most important moments in my career. Also singing in front of 5,000 people and people singing my song.
Yes.
Because that was the song Llamada Clandestina that I was talking about.
Yeah.
It was crazy for me. That was the first time.
Yeah.
So I was like, que usted no me olvida, and everybody was singing that. That was a crazy moment in my career.
Yeah.
And actually here in Canada, just now coming back,
Yes, sir.
Everybody's just, now it's not, my name is Daniel, right? Now it's not Danny or Daniel, now it's just Danry. People are starting to recognize me as an artist, just an artist. They don't recognize me as their friend. Now it's an artist. Now it's now they're paying to go see me in the EY Center. The tickets are selling really good. People in Montreal listen to my music.
Yes,
so
sir.
Canada, which is my country, Canada is my country. I grew up here. My whole life I was here, right? They're starting to recognize and listen to my music, which a year ago was only in Colombia. Because I was looking at my Spotify for artists, and Canada wasn't there. Canada wasn't really there. But now I see Montreal, Toronto, Calgary. I see people from Calgary listening, so that makes me really proud.
Well, there's a big Latin community, you know, in Montreal.
In Montreal, Ottawa is not really.
Montreal is very heavy.
Montreal and Toronto have big Latin communities.
There's more
big
people,
Latin communities.
right? So.
I know back in the days, like when Chromaz was dropping these songs, like in the Spanish, like sometimes she was getting some backlash from people actually from like in Latin America.
Yeah.
So for you, like, have you ever gotten backlash, you know, from like, you know, other artists that are saying, oh, like he's from Canada, like he's not really like
he's not a real one
with us, like how do you deal with the criticism, and like has it ever happened? If it's happened, I'm sure it's happened.
Not really. No, the artists here have always been like homies with me.
Well, I mean back home, right?
Oh, okay.
Like back in South America, right?
Oh, in South America.
Like, you know, not that maybe you have like, you know, meetings
the only thing I've gotten is that I started with the rap, right? I started with the freestyle, and now I sing more like pop, more like pop. So a lot of people that saw me from the start, they're like, hey, you should go back to your freestyle. I'm like, I'll go back to my freestyle if it gives me 1 million views too.
It's not that bad then. So you're thinking very well.
No, I don't mind, because I take criticism. I always take it. It doesn't mean I have to follow what they tell me, but I take it. I listen to what they tell me.
So your Spanish out of 10 is a 10.
Yeah.
My Spanish is my first language.
It's your first language.
Yeah.
Even where you grew up in Quebec, like
because this person right here didn't let me speak English or French at home.
Right.
At the time, I was like, hey, all my friends are speaking French and English, and I have kind of an accent in English and in French. But now I'm grateful, because I have so many Latino friends that don't speak Spanish and that want to speak Spanish.
Right. Or they're struggling, they have accents.
Or they're struggling, or they're gonna speak a little bit like you know, with their accent, with the really English accent. Yeah. And I'm grateful, because I have my Colombian accent. I speak full Colombian when I speak in Spanish.
Yes, sir.
And so growing up, it was just always Spanish.
Shout out. That's what's up.
You know what? To kind of come back to what we were talking about, for like your songwriting, essentially, do you write song with current musical trends, or do you kind of have like a recipe in mind for creating your own content? Because as you were just saying, you know, you had a group of listeners that was really focused on your rap, and now you have more so of a reggaeton type of sound. So what would you say would be the recipe to songwriting overall?
To be honest, on that the trend thing, we do follow it. Like we do, because right now the trend is slow reggaeton, romantic reggaeton, and it's not really my style. Like that's not my what I've been going in my line. But I think as an artist, it's like it's like movies. They're gonna drop movies of what's gonna sell. They're not gonna drop movies with like those special effects from 1990s.
Come on now.
Because that's not what sells anymore. And my favorite music is, let's say, reggaeton from 2004, from 2005, but that doesn't sell anymore. So you gotta give the crowd what they want. You gotta I think you gotta give them what they want. It's like in TikTok, you're gonna hear Spanish music like El Alfa. He's one of the one that sings them both, like 4K, 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 4K. he's not saying anything, but that's what's selling
That's
right
the
now.
trend right now.
And I think as an artist, you gotta drop the music you love, but you gotta drop the music people want too, because they're the ones that are giving you the
it makes
bread.
sense. It makes sense, right?
That's what I think. It's my opinion. There's many opinions on this, because there's people that say, no, you gotta do music for you. But if I do music for me, it'll be just freestyling all the time.
You're right.
Then it wouldn't even be music. It would be freestyling the whole time.
Very realistic with your approach, to your career and to music. I like that because it's a fine balance, right? Between, like, let's stay trendy, but also let's stay true to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta find that balance. It's
you gotta
important.
give people also, because they like to dance, and so I give people what they want to.
Give the people what they want. Danry. Yeah, shout out to you, man. My brother's called Daniel. Yeah, solid guy. My actual brother's called Daniel.
Big Bible name, huh? We're prophets.
This guy is coming in with the Bible studies here. But yes, he was a prophet. Now, could you describe your creative process? Like, how do you usually start and go about shaping ideas, complete songs, right? And do you usually start with a beat? How does it work? Lyrics next? Or, like, do you put in a story, narrative? How does it all fit in?
It really depends on each song. I've gotten songs. Let's say if it's like this new merengue, we were 3 people sitting down. We were joking around.
You talked about that earlier.
We were really joking around with my producer. Shout out to Raymond. He's crazy producer. The best one I've met so far in my career. Yeah. He's from Venezuela. So all my people from Venezuela too.
So they all watching.
They all watching. Everybody's gonna be watching this.
Up.
That one was just messing around, and then he started making a beat. Like, he started like beatboxing, and then he started making a beat with his computer, and then we started just writing songs, and we took the whole night, and then it was like 8 a.m. We started at like 11 p.m. and then we didn't even see the time going by.
Right.
We wrote that song. Then there was another song.
Hold on, you were in Venezuela at the time?
Colombia.
Colombia,
But he lives in Colombia, in Medellin, Colombia.
Okay.
There was another song that's a little bit slower. That's some guy that sent it to me through DM. He was like, "Hey, listen to this hook." Then he was singing the song, and I was like, "Yo, I like that. I love the melody. I'm just gonna change the words."
Right.
So then we worked together with him. Then he came, and then we were writing together on the song.
Right.
Then there's others that I just freestyle on the beat. They put a beat of reggaeton, and then I just start like rapping and freestyling. And then the song comes out. There's others that we were in a singing class, and he starts playing guitar, and then we're just like a song can come from different ways. For me, I don't have a specific like recipe, like you said. It just comes like the creative process can come anytime.
But it looks like it starts with a beat for you.
Yeah. I always have the beat before, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then some artists, sometimes they'll want to have like maybe a story, right?
Yeah.
So they might have already like, the some of the lyrics, or you know what I mean? Or maybe sometimes you have subjects that you want to hit on, maybe that like not even is really, you start with the beat, then you get the feel.
Yeah, I usually get upbeats. It's always talking about some happy stuff in my music.
Okay.
But no, there's just one side song that I wrote because I had this girl, and
she affected you.
And I liked her.
You let me get close to him, mom. Forget her.
No, and then I did something to her, so I wrote the song.
Okay.
And that's my second song that hit 1 million views on YouTube.
Wow, you see, feelings hit.
Love sells.
Yeah, the
Love
song. It's called Mi Culpa, so it means my fault. So it's my fault. In the song, it says.
And you said it was your fault, huh?
Well, actually, you should have kept it away from the girl. So I'm sorry, girl.
You can't.
But yeah, no. So it's that's the first song that I actually did the whole melody in my head, and I brought it to the producer, and I'm like, I want you to play this stuff in the piano, and I wanted to sound like that. So I usually I gotta be in the creative process 100% always.
Okay.
So you're really involved in like recording, producing, mastering, getting everything ready.
Yeah.
What about the marketing side of your music? How does that work? How do you sell essentially your music?
Marketing side, we try to do not just the normal like IG videos, like this is dropping on Friday. No, we try to do some fun, some different. Some like, let's say, go up to people and sing the song. Let's see what they think. And my sister's in my marketing team, Valerie Rivera. If you guys need marketing, anybody watching, Valerie Rivera. She's in my marketing team. I got my guy from Miami. He does my marketing too on platforms. His name is Milton. He's crazy. He's crazy good at his work, and yeah, we try to do some different stuff all the time in the marketing, and thanks to God, I have the chance to be on big shows.
Yeah.
So my marketing, I can do it in the shows too.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's say I started with content. Let's say I'm like at the soundproof, and I'm like, es otra clase de, and then when I'm in the show, de jangueo. So that gives me marketing
Yes.
right away, like Reels, TikTok,
Right.
Facebook, all that stuff.
Yeah. And you're talking about your numbers on TikTok. Where you at now?
We're at, I think we should be at like 13, 14K. I'm not really sure. I haven't checked.
sir.
Facebook. We use Facebook a lot down south still.
Yeah.
We're at 16, 17K. We're doing really good with the
It tends
numbers.
to be an older crowd on Facebook nowadays. Everybody's still on Facebook.
Yeah.
I like the older women, so you know, musicals will go to them.
Yes, sir. We love the reggaeton vibe. That's straight facts. Keep going, bro.
Yeah, no, but yeah, my marketing, we try to do always something fun, something that's gonna stay in your head, and we try to do something you can say original, not the same thing as everybody doing.
Yeah.
To stay relevant,
content,
memorable.
Yeah.
So how important is it to invest in your art? Because you did say you were taking singing classes, your dance classes and whatnot. You really invest in yourself. How? Speak on it.
I think
Tell
it's
us
the
what
most
you think.
important thing. I think you can be the most talented guy in the world, but if you got no discipline, I don't think it's gonna take you anywhere. Imagine the best soccer player in the world, and he doesn't want to go to practice. He's never gonna make it. Look at Ronaldo. This guy wasn't even the best in sporting in his team, and now he's one of the best in history.
The Messi fans will they want to shut you down right now.
I'm a Messi fan. Everybody watching, but
Okay.
for me, Ronaldo's discipline is for me it's crazy. Look at Bad Bunny. This guy is not just doing music; he's doing content every single day. He's doing everything for the fans, for him to be different. That's why he's the biggest Latin artist selling right now. Bad Bunny's top 5 in the whole world, with fighting with the English artists. Drake, Ed Sheeran, he's up there.
Yes.
Even though Spanish is not even. I think Spanish is the third most.
I think it's the third most spoken
after
language.
English,
Yeah.
Mandarin, and Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's discipline is all, because you know I wasn't really a singer. I wasn't a singer 3 years ago when I came here in the studio. But with singing classes 2 times a week, guitar classes, dance classes, I've been becoming more of an artist and not just a rapper that I was before, right?
I like that. Your evolution is happening, right?
Yeah, so I think discipline. I'm disciplined with. I go to sleep early if I have shows. I don't drink much. I don't go partying much because I got to take care of my.
Yes.
Like this is my work, my job, my life is right here.
Right.
So I got to take care of it. You know, I like going to the gym. I like taking care of my body, because that's how I'm gonna get to the next level. If I want to get to the level where I want to get, because for me this is starting point where I am.
Right.
If I want to get to the level where I want to get, I think discipline is 80% of success of all these people that are on top.
I gotta ask you, where do you get this
go
work
ahead.
ethic?
Okay. Sorry.
Right there. It's my mom, man, my parents, my mom and my dad. They taught me since I was little to be disciplined, to fight for my dreams. They were never, when I told them I wanted to do music, they weren't like other parents that would be like, no, but you gotta stay in school. They were like,
They didn't shoot
let's
your
do
dream
it.
down.
They were like, let's do it. She moved with me to Colombia to follow my dreams.
Really?
So that's imagine having a mom that believes in you that much. It's crazy. So
Right.
when you have that support from your own family, you feel unstoppable. It doesn't mean you are, but you feel unstoppable.
Well, we can definitely believe you with the results you've gotten so far. You know what I mean? Like you say, your sister's involved in the marketing team, and you mentioned maybe 8 other members close to you. So
Yeah.
that's big,
You have
bro.
a big supporting group, so
Right.
it's a good thing.
And it's not just that. For me, I always put God in first place.
Yeah.
Always put God in the first place, because I made a promise to him a year and a half ago, and since I made that promise, everything's been going upwards. Everything's been going up.
Glory to God.
And always glory to God, Jesus, and my family. That's my most important things in my life, you know, and discipline. And for me, discipline, it's all. For me, discipline, it is all.
I had an interesting question for you, because I wanted to know, what do you find more important? Well, clearly you kind of spoke your point. I was going to ask you if you find motivation or discipline more important, but you kind of answered the question.
Yeah.
So my next question to you is, what motivates you to do your music on a daily basis?
The motivation is, I don't need motivation.
You don't need motivation.
No. Even
All right.
when I feel at my lowest, I want to do music. If I feel at my best, I want to do music. If I feel tired, I want to do music. If I feel not tired, I want to do music. If I want to go to sleep, I want to do music. Music is always in my mind. Music,
So it's an integral part of
I'm
your
always
being.
thinking of what to do next.
Yeah.
And like what song, what music, what can I do? What can I do? We're
Yeah.
always thinking, always working. We're always trying to do something new.
It's innovation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think motivation is really good, but I think even if you don't have motivation, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you
Like,
got to be disciplined regardless.
if you're really tired this day, you still got to go on with your day and do whatever you had to do. Because if you don't do it, if I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow, then that day you lost a day. Maybe
Yeah.
that was your day, but you lost it because you wanted to do it tomorrow.
We all have the same 24 hours, right? So
Yeah.
It's important.
No, that was big
Yeah.
talk you just
Yeah.
dropped, man. I hope the producers put that
Yeah,
on
dropping
real fast.
gems, dropping gems.
Real talk, bro. And you know what that looks like? That looks like someone that likes what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's easier to put in the work ethic that you are putting in when you like what you do.
That's true.
It doesn't even sound like hard work, but
No,
I'm
no.
sure it's hard work.
It's a lot of work, but no, you're right. It doesn't feel like hard work.
Yeah,
So
bro,
winning
you're dropping
attitude.
gems on us. Now we're gonna ask you. It's not too hard of a question, but it's still a hard question. Okay, winning a Grammy, okay, or going platinum, right? Like, what's more important to
Grammy.
you?
Grammy.
Why?
Why? Yeah.
Because the big artists got Grammys, the big legends got Grammys.
The big dogs.
And Grammys don't just look at what's trending. Grammys look
Right.
at the musicality, the lyrics, the words,
It's
everything
more on an
overall.
artistic level, yeah.
So I
Less
think
about numbers.
I
Yeah.
think Grammy is one of my big dreams. Grammy is one of my big dreams, but I think my biggest dream is to fill up the Bell Center in Montreal.
100%. You literally raised in Sherbrooke, Quebec, right?
Yeah, I was raised in Sherbrooke, Quebec.
An
got to
hour
know
from Montreal.
Ottawa.
Is that it?
Yeah, and only the big artists only the big Latino artists
Has done that. The Bell
Yeah.
Center.
have done that. Maluma, we're talking Maluma, we're talking Daddy Yankee, we're talking
Right.
Bad Bunny, we're talking Karol G, we're
Right.
talking just the big leagues. Mark Anthony, just the big leagues do that. Romeo Santos, those are the big leagues, and no artist that grew up in Canada that's a Latino has ever gone that how do you say that stadium? Is it a
Yes,
stadium?
this crowd capacity. Yeah.
Yeah, no Latino artist has ever
right,
done
right.
that one. No, none Latino from Canada, like me, like myself. So
Right.
I want to be the first one.
Barrier
honestly.
breaker right here.
So, good question for you. With all the knowledge and all the experience that you have so far,
Yeah.
what would be the one piece of advice that you would give yourself? Well, actually, that you'd give a new aspiring artist overall.
Very good.
Nah, I like that question. I always like to answer that question.
You can look at the camera too.
Because a lot of new artists they think that it's not possible. A lot of new artists think it's not possible. Maybe because they're not getting the support. Maybe because they're not getting the numbers they wanted. Maybe because they're not getting the followers they wanted. Maybe because they're not getting whatever is the case. But my biggest piece of advice is if you started something, finish it. Just give it all on your project. Doesn't matter if they don't believe in it. If you believe in it, it's gotta be enough. But always listen. Always listen to people's how do you say that? People's advice.
Yeah.
What people gotta tell you.
Open to criticism.
Yeah.
If people criticize you the right way, because there's criticism that's like, oh, you suck. That's not criticism. That's
Right.
just
Trolling.
That's a hate.
That's trolling.
But there's
Or trolling.
there can be criticism. Let's say you guys talk to me, hey man, I like what you're doing, but you could also do this, and you gotta listen. Because if
Yeah.
you don't listen and you don't want to learn, you're never gonna go to the next level. You're gonna stay stuck in your own mind, and you're gonna be your own enemy,
Yeah.
your own the own person stopping you. It's gonna be you and discipline, man.
Yeah.
Discipline
Yeah.
on everything you do. Because I have a lot of friends that sing 50 times better than me, 60 times better than me, that rap 50 times better than me, that write better than me.
Right.
But let's say they have a show on Saturday, they're gonna go party Friday. So Saturday they're gonna be they're gonna be half energy for their show. For me, discipline is all on this.
Yeah.
100%.
Talent is great, but you've seen so many talented artists that go away because they got no discipline.
Hard
They
work
get
beats
forgotten.
talent.
100%. I mean, consistent. It's power and consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Discipline.
this episode is showing to a lot of people from our area, and not only our area but across the world, that you work hard, results will happen. You could keep moving forward in life and not be satisfied with where you are, and be a success and be happy. You're smiling a lot today, bro.
Yeah.
You're happy. I see
Always,
it.
always.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm always smiling because even
Yeah,
if
that's
we're,
what's
we're
up,
going
man.
through tough times,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I'm a Christian, right? So I always think there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
So if let's
Right.
say I've fallen down on the snow when let's say I leave here and I fall down on the snow, I'm not gonna be mad because I fell down on the snow. I'm gonna be grateful that I can get up. You know, I can get up and I can just walk. I can walk. You
Yeah,
know,
it's your perspective.
I gotta be grateful
Yeah.
that
An optimist,
or whatever.
ladies and
It's a
gentlemen.
perspective.
Not what.
An optimist.
Yeah.
right?
I try to be, man. It's hard all the time. Of course, I can't be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always smiling.
You're human.
This career, it's always happy. No. There's moments that are hard. Let's say I've had hard moments in shows where, well, because I wasn't the biggest artist, people wanted to see the big artist, and
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
so it's there's been hard moments. There's been moments where I forgot the lyrics because I was too nervous. That was into my first shows,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
the people like started like
Yeah.
whistling.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
I've
even know how to
seen
whistle,
that.
but there's been moments when I almost fell on stage, you know. So you just gotta keep going through it.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep going.
Yeah. And just going back on what we spoke about earlier, you're thinking about this right now. How does it feel when you go on that 5K show where there's 5,000 people singing your song back to you?
Man,
Like, how did it feel? Like,
Yeah.
you know, thinking about what you just said.
before getting on stage, terrified.
Right.
Terrified, man. Terrified. You feel like you want to throw up. Your lips are really dry.
Stage fright.
Right.
You can't even move. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm good. People were like, I was asking my crew, is there a lot of people that are like, no. But I saw their faces.
Right.
They were scared. They were more
Yeah.
scared than me. Because there was so many people. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, are you sure? yeah. There's like 100 people. And then I went to see that shit was like
Yeah.
3,000,
Oh, yeah,
4,000
bro.
people.
Yeah, bro,
So when I saw that,
thousands.
man, I almost threw up. But then I did my prayer, you know. And then I felt a little bit calmer. But when I go on stage, it's not Daniel. I'm not Daniel
Right.
on stage. I just transform. It's like
It's a persona, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
you create. You create your own persona. Like
Yeah.
Danry is this persona you create. You know, you're a player. You're whatever. You dress like this. And
An artist.
You dye your hair.
Yeah.
It's a different person than the one that's at home with my parents playing
Right,
cards,
right.
playing PlayStation, FIFA.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But no, man, the feeling I got when they were singing back my lyrics, it was adrenaline.
Adrenaline, eh?
I had a jacket. I'll show you the video after. I had a jacket that was made for me. It was a gift.
Right.
I threw it to the crowd. I don't even know why I threw it to the crowd. I threw it to the crowd. I know she remembers that. She left, but I know she remembers that
Right.
that moment because she's like the jacket. And that jacket was like designer made for me.
Right,
It was a
right.
gift,
Yeah.
and I threw it. I don't even know
It's
why
the
I threw
energy,
it,
man.
Right.
but it was
It was the adrenaline.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a
You're
moment
high
of
on the
adrenaline.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah,
feeling good,
I
you
can
know?
imagine, bro.
But it's just crazy, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So if you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
If I can be remembered for one thing. Ooh, never gotten that question before. If I can be remembered
we
for
only
one
give you
thing.
good
Yeah.
questions that's straight back.
Yeah.
Straight fast questions.
I want to be the biggest Latino Canadian artist there's been. Because what I say in my songs is Colombo canadiense, which means
Okay.
Canadian Colombian.
So that's your branding.
Yeah.
That's my branding, and I always rep my half Canada, half Colombia shirt. In my last video, that's what I'm repping: half Canada,
Right,
half
right,
Colombia.
right.
And I want to be like the first Latino artist that makes it big out of Canada too. Not forgetting about Canada, because I always try to. Because a lot of people will say, "Oh no, you gotta go to Miami, you gotta go to New York, you gotta go to the States, right?"
Right.
But I want to do it in Canada too, because I think the Latino community is growing slow, but it's growing for sure.
It's
in
there.
Canada, it's
There's
growing.
steady
and I-
growth.
And I think I can do it. There's another artist, Jessie Reyes. She's Colombian. I don't know if you've heard of Jessie Reyes.
Jessie, is she not on radio? Is she not from Ottawa?
She's from Toronto, and she's Colombian as well. And
Yeah.
she's also she was making it too. She's a big artist too, and for me, she's like I see her and I'm proud of her. She's singing with Billie Eilish, with all these
Yeah,
big
yeah.
people, and I want to be like her, but in Canada. I want to do it in Canada.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the market's wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And be a barrier breaker. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people here, bro.
Yeah, man. You know, it's
on
true.
networking. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, okay, we're gonna switch it up a little. We're gonna play a little game.
Let's switch it up. Let's switch
like
it
to
up.
play games, but not too many games. All right, this one's called "Finish the Sentence" for us.
Oh, I like that.
All right, very simple. Drop your sentence and you finish it.
Let's do it.
Right? Mom's happy. She's like, I don't think I do it. Okay. The first thing I do in the morning is
Check my phone.
okay. Very classic. My favorite thing about Colombia is
Women.
You can't go wrong with that one.
yeah, Manny wants to be a friend. Okay, if I could choose my last meal on earth, it would probably be
Chicken.
Okay, I
Just
like
chicken?
you. I like
Just
you.
chicken,
I know
doesn't
you,
matter
Daniel.
what.
You're my buddy. You're my buddy. This show, okay. So, okay, want to do this one?
I got it.
The money show.
I got it.
The money show. We like the money at Straight.
Currency. At Currency here, we love money. We talk about money, so let's talk about money real quick.
Okay.
What amount of money do you think that you need to be considered rich?
Birdman Henry.
Rich. Rich. I'd say about
Oh, think small now.
a good $10 million.
Solid 10
10
million.
million?
Okay.
Okay.
We like that.
What would you do with your first million?
I would reinvest it in my career. I would buy my mom her dream car, my dad his dream car. I would help my sister with her career, and my brother.
That's what's up.
What's the dream car, if you don't mind me asking?
Her dream car is some kind of Mercedes. ¿Cómo es el carro? ¿Cómo es el carro?
Okay.
A Mercedes, and my dad.
Very good taste.
Yeah, you
my
can't go
dad
wrong.
likes trucks. He likes
He's a
trucks.
truck guy?
Yeah,
Well, I'm a truck guy too.
I'll get him a truck. I'll go to the neighbor. Hey, how much is that truck? And I'll just buy him that. You'll be happy with that.
Get him a lifted 2013 Toyota Tacoma. Trust me.
I will Yeah, man, that's what I would do. I would with my family and with the people that were there from let's say
Trump?
Mike. He's my best friend, but he's also in the project. He's my road manager. And Raymond, the people that were there first, I would spend with them, and then the rest is in my career, man. If you win $1 million, that's gotta be the start. You gotta think. Then you gotta reinvest everything in your career.
Yeah,
That's how I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go ham on like a mansion or I'd go back in my career.
And it sounds to me like the people you're reinvesting as well are your family that are investing in you.
Yeah. They have
Yeah.
value, right? So it makes sense. What would you say is your greatest investment?
Birdman Henry.
Yeah.
I would say my time.
Ooh.
I would say the time I invest into my career, because I invest time in my career every single day. If I was late right now, sorry, I don't like being late, but I was recording a preview for the next song, not this one, but another song.
We like to hear that.
Yeah.
You're putting in work. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's
And
okay.
I always like to invest, because I think money is really good to invest, but time, man, time you don't get it back.
Yeah,
I
you
think
can
money
never
you can
get
get it
that
back,
back.
but time, I think. Who said that? I don't know. Was it Kanye? Time is money. Who said that? But
Every rapper?
Some famous quote somewhere. Yeah.
Time is money. No, but I think time, man. I think time is one thing you can invest. Time and energy it's a big thing to invest
100%,
into your life, into your career. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely. So hey, you know what? We appreciate you for coming through. What should we be on the lookout for?
On the lookout for like what's coming next.
Yeah, what's coming next?
First of all, everybody, EY Center. I repeat it, EY Center. You can find the tickets in my Instagram, in my account, and Danry official. And EY Center this February 11th. It's my first show in Ottawa, so I'm really hyped about it. I'm really excited. I want everybody to come watch. If you don't understand what you're saying, doesn't matter. What I'm saying doesn't matter. You're gonna
Just come and have a good time.
feel
you're
the
gonna
vibe.
like,
Yeah.
I sing in English sometimes a bit. Like my songs have a bit of English lyrics in my songs. I like to switch it up.
Yeah.
So mostly that show, and I got singles coming. I don't want to do albums yet till I hit a certain number of
Right.
following.
Right.
Then I'll do my first
So
EP album.
Basically, the fans could expect singles after singles, right?
Yeah.
Singles with good videos. You can expect
visuals.
good visuals. You can expect featurings coming, because I'm gonna do my first year with collabs and featurings. I'm gonna start this year. You can expect good music. You can expect a lot of work and a lot of entertainment in my social media. So I always like to be active and talk to my people. Or let's say I have a show. I like to let's say how do you see that sorteo? How do you say that word in English?
Translation.
Yeah.
Translation. Where's the Google Translate? It's sorteo. ¿Cómo se dice sorteo en francés? No, francés. It's like a winner, like
A draw.
yes,
Yeah,
that.
a draw.
I like
Lottery.
doing that. Like okay, the first 5 people to do this, they're gonna be able to come on stage with me for my
Contest.
next.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna win AirPods, or they're gonna get
Right.
whatever. Or they're gonna come to a film on my
Interacting
video.
with the
It's a
fans.
contest.
Yeah,
it
I like
makes sense.
contest. That
Yeah.
was a word.
Yes.
Contest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
like to do a
contest
lot
to
of
look out.
stuff like that, so you can win
Right.
merch that is
Yeah.
it hasn't been out yet. but we already have.
And-
We're ready for that.
So the merch, your clothing brand. So is that an exclusive right now?
Yeah.
You have a clothing brand that's coming up.
I have a clothing brand that's
Okay, there's a
That's
lot-
a straight fact exclusive.
Straight facts.
There's a
The
lot to look.
producers are smiling. Okay, go on.
There's a lot to look out for.
We already have it ready, but we're waiting for a certain amount of following to drop the merch.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
We're talking hats, we're talking shirts, we're talking sweatpants, we're talking if you're a girl, thongs, we're talking anything you want.
Okay. I love that.
We're talking everything, but we want to do a lot of. We're on a Danry for us is an enterprise.
Yeah.
It's we want to treat it as a product.
And you have the
Yeah.
name for the brand yet?
Danry.
Yeah, it's a product.
Exclusive,
Yeah,
straight fit
yeah.
acts. You seen that?
Yeah. I've seen that.
And we got the
It's some
colors.
interesting stuff.
Everything we're repping is always yellowish. My hair has got to be yellowish. Everything yellowish.
Why is that?
Yeah, that's just
That's
yeah.
just-
Let's just
okay.
look. You're already repping yellow. See, you already knew. He's repping yellow.
Currency,
Yeah.
you already know. It's
That's the
the
brand. Brother, thanks for coming. That's what's up. You know that. Straight fit acts. It's a wrap.